only so much time here, and our bodies are going to fall apart. And the way that we can get with the fear of death, just fear alone, let alone just struggling all the time to survive, very minimal communication, very minimal production of anything creative, just falling back on that backdrop society that thinks it has a solution for us. Well, here's what I that we don't want is we don't want the normal average thing going on. No, no, we want the above average because the society at large is sick. And I can explain to you all of these scenarios. So you get on here and you're probably here because of the narcissism videos. And it's more of a humanitarian crisis ongoing. It's first of all, you can see it as, well, this is just something we all have already known. We have knowledge of it already. That and then a so-called, let's just say, a religion shows up. It's like, well, what's that happening over there? Well, we have a big realm here, and there's people over there with different colored skin, and they do it a different way. But see, what is influencing on a global scale? Completely different. It's whoever has the power to electricity and to feed shit into somebody's mind. Now, this conversation going to keep rolling it out like this. What we see, like say with who Trump is Israel's baby. What we see, like but they don't really tell us. But there's a lot of masking. I mean, we kind of we tried to fight Iran, but we didn't. You don't know that Iran decimated Israel. It's done. That thing doesn't exist anymore. What is it? Over there, Palestine, Jerusalem, Israel, that's where the mind-boning religions has originated, includes the masterminding, man, the scientists that do hold, let's say, maybe computerization. It's just their ability to harness ultimately some kind of power. You don't know. You don't know. See where we're at here. See, on the earth, there's ley lines where you can find those position of powers and just sit on it and start going humana 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 humana, right? And then it goes into it. See, the earth has chakras. One of them is in Southern California, the root chakra, which is the sexual kind of the very, I want to say lava, which is Mount Shasta. And there are fissures going around the earth from these major points. A lot of times you look at them and they build a coliseum on it, or some other. It's the satanic fucking cult that says, no, you pay attention to this instead of your real power, and even the pyramids sitting on those PowerPoints also. Just keep them vacant and away from the access of you going there and opening both hemispheres of your brain and becoming the life, the thing that Jesus Christ was trying to offer us, sacrificed herself to say, you know what? You need to know this. You need to make this trauma burn into you. Really, what it really is, babes, it's women. Women are the ones who would start talking like this. And I hear it more and more. They say, well, no, I'm talking about alive women. Now, let's just talk about the human being. How about that? Both men and women are capable of becoming purely aware, just simply a human being, a humane being. And when that happens, you're not just an animal going, well, I'm just here now. No, you're alivening your technology, man. You are part of one fucking realm here of the universe, and you can traverse the universe. You can do things naturally, like go in and out of your body, visit people, remote viewing, stuff like this that we are doing telepathically, and we're supposed to reorient ourselves with a membership and give me your money. It's gonna work, isn't it? No, see, if it is gonna work, I'm coming up with something, which is my life's work, and I am being so distracted, and I am fucking taken to the fucking hilt like this. What's in my life? Having trouble with it because it's unconscious. Now, how is it that we end up siding up or say partnering up with completely our complete and total opposite? Like, no, you see it too much. I'm 50 years old and I'm here to tell you, and I'm not afraid to say it. No, you go out there and you see these people that are unhappy, but they're married and they're together, and they talk to each other like something else. Like, babes, if that's the way it is, why don't you just get away from each other? Because what if you have children? And they do. And it's like their children are there. They go and visit this disease of they're encapsulated, and they're like, "Hi, I'm going to visit my." Some of it's like this. Their parents and mom talks about the dad like he's a piece of shit. Classic. You don't think this is happening? You think I'm imagining this? But I'm just, oh, you're choosing to see this. No. Classic. The Al Bundy show. Love and Marriage. Isn't that what it's called? Married with Children. Sorry. I didn't know. Yeah, well, putting it together, it's like, it sounds like I'm against something. It's like, no. Look at it! You should be against whatever fucks with your human evolution. Now, I'm pretty sure there's 80% out there, and now it's 92%, who have no idea what I'm talking about. It's a fluoride stare, right? You know what I mean? So what are we going to do? Come up with your right language. Start honoring resonation. If you get a chill out of and I'm saying it, treat it like this. Because see, okay, so I have 417 subscribers. I'm going to go back to this. I'm not a scam artist. I'm going to go on Facebook and make sure everybody knows. It's like, babes, when I'm begging for money and asking for money just for you to just give me money, when I say, oh no, I'm in a terrible situation, and you look around and you think, what? Look at this place. Oh my God, no. I'm talking about the human ecology. Don't you feel it, or what? How long are you going to keep fooling yourself? And why can't you join some of the few people who sit back and say, excuse me, that's not very fun. And just, even if you're going through something, see, the thing about astrology and us people who can be really good therapists because we do astrology, or we're a Buddhist or whatever, that we're just like, what is going on here that we already know that's going on here? It's an ancient thing and it's nothing new under the sun. Look out for all this stuff as this is new, and it comes up, I presented you with some information in the beginning that it's like, oh, maybe because did Christ really exist? No, this is a metaphor. This is a metaphor. Yep, and you are too, if you can consider yourself as just your one little tiny example. And it's like the fractal thing where it's like, no, that little thing, the schism, is implanted in you. And you really do. You have a profound responsibility as an individual to rinse that fucking thing out of you, because if it didn't naturally happen, which is what's naturally happening here, when, see, when a person decides to have a child, I dare say that, oh man, see, nowadays, the way it's being kept, like you're in a zoo and you're being farmed, basically. Nobody's conscious of it. They're not really, like, how many of them have kids because they got raped, or because um, they're in a situationship? They had, they wanted to have sex, but they got pregnant for the first time they had sex, they got pregnant. Now, these women, my experience, they end up really deep down, it's a traumatic experience. And they don't ever want to really have sex ever again. They're not really interested in it. And they probably didn't have an orgasm. And now they don't know. Well, no. They'll never know what an orgasm is. And see, this is the thing. It's like, it's dangerous because if they weren't masturbating beforehand and figuring out, oh, wow, this is interesting. And I don't know why I'm coming up with this. I don't want to come up with this at all. But if this is what we have to hash through for humanity to fucking get down to what is the solution? I say take those fucking banks away that aren't ours away, because they string us out. It happens in your microcosm and macros. First of all, why are people struggling as individuals with their own bank account, and then they're trying to work in a microclimatic situation? The system's idea over there, which is just to treat everybody, just keep you segregated. Yes, I'm your superior, and because I gave this to you, I get to sit on you any old way. And it's like, did you know that there's a fucking process of human evolution that's a delicacy here, that we are to awaken through healing each other? That's what we're here to do here, whether that system knows it, likes it or not, right? And they don't like it. The system isn't for your healing. I'm sorry, but I am getting sick talking about this because I'm going through something. I am sick and tired of it. No more. And I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. This is humanity. We need to change it. Do you see what's happening? See, I see what's happening. I do. And please keep sending me donations, whoever it is. It's not very many, but jump on the bandwagon. Jump on it, babes, because I'm looking at, see, what very little I get, this is what you get. I'm going to get back into my fire and say, no, look at it. Okay, so I got a little bit, but who was it from? It should be from a central bank that people have an understanding. There's a kind of person here, and listen to what I'm saying, please listen. There are two types here. Do you have a typewriter? Do you think that this thing is connected to a typewriter? Let's just put it on the table. Stop looking at me. Look at the truth now. If you have to listen to it 3 times and try and figure out just through my words, write it down. If you don't like my tone of voice, but just write it down. Do you use a typewriter? What does the word type mean? You're going to have to get a little bit more thinking on your own. Think, oh, that's quinky-dinky. You can think it's a quinky-dinky. But I am somebody who fits keys. I'm a musician. And when things are in key, first of all, you're resonating. Now it's the truth. And it's like, if I can tell you what, I wish I can show you what resonation is. And I guess I can go get my shitty guitars, my acoustic guitars, and you tune them to the 528 hertz, or the key of A, or the key of E, whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to align the numbers up to the very spectrum of the musical spectrum yet. That's just, but I know it's there, and I know what resonation is. It's weird. It's like I learned it the very natural way, and then there's names for it later, right? So anyway, and that's really how it's really happening, babes. Words should be nothing but a celebration. At first, you're taught what you're looking at because you're discovering it. You should never have to be fed something because you are on a level like the evolution I was talking about. It's a process that you're going through called life, and by the time you're 45 to 50 years old, you are shining with your interest that began when you were 3 or 4 or 5, and it's a loop back of success. A lot of the average population out there, it's probably 92%, they have a loop back of failures. They say, oh, and here it is again. Boom, it happened. The fucking same shit happened again, and now I'm getting a divorce, and it's like the 3rd time, and I'm doing it now. Let's do it again. And I was like, no, I'm sorry about that for you, because there's a whole other way to do it, which is just looping in. You use your mind in a different way, whether rather than what you do is say you don't give it to somebody to fill it full of shit. You take it away, and this is by the well. Now you're going to turn age 5 during this process. And you say, no. You tell them no. What? You tell your parents, no, I don't want this. They're giving it to you. And here's what they're going to do. How dare you? Eat your peas, turn this TV off, or turn it on, and watch this. And they say, no, I don't want to watch that right now. And they're like, huh? These are fucking idiots, by the way. They shouldn't be around anybody of any age, because they're not letting them have their own mind and what they want and figure out what they're talking about, and figure out that they do have their own mind, and let's figure out why they say no or yes to anything. They have a certain taste that they're working on. They're not going to fucking settle for what you're feeding them and fucking doing. Shouldn't. Not if they're healthy. That's the remarkable thing about kids here. They don't belong to you, they belong to God. And God's like, look, I'm trying to clean this place up, and I keep sending the cleanser called children. I'm going to keep recording this, even though, ladies and gentlemen, people here, you're probably going to love this video, and I do not like being feeling in inner conflict, and that I have to constantly struggle to be heard. See, I was trying to explain it, and I'm not putting up videos that I should be. It's because, here's why. My lifeline is not mine right now. I don't have resources coming into me that are like of my free will that says, no, this is me. I've always had that all my life. And I was trying to rearrange it. I think it's not me consciously doing it, but I am humanity, babes. And some of us will not stop just feeling this thing that's like, why is this an isolated incident to me? Why do I have to feel guilty for wanting it the way that I want? Really, I want it like this for everybody, and I happen to see that, well, there's a big problem anyway, and I've steered clear from a lot of it. And if you get anything out of my videos, it's because, yeah, I'm sharing that with you. I'm like, you know what? If you do the opposite of what they suggested to you, and I am somebody who is actually, if you really want to know who I am, and I am not going to like put this on membership and say you can pay $19.99 and I'll tell you who I am right here. See, that's weird because it's like she could be lying. I don't know. But really, if I just told you a story that it made you think. See, people sell books all the time, right? And I've already been told, see, that, no, they say, I'll buy your books anytime, Shauna. And it's like, yeah, this is great. Um, I'm going to put, there's 2 things on Facebook now that I'm going to put. One of the things I'm going to post is say, all right, you guys, you said that you would buy my books if I wrote one. Well, consider that this is Facebook, and some people have complained. They said, why don't you just fucking write a book already? I'm like, because I'm doing it here. And so what are you going to do? You're not going to pay me anything? You said you would pay me for a book over there, but you're not going to pay me here? See, and I'm not a scam artist. I'm not saying that just because I'm a scammer. No, I'm saying it because I need money. And so why is it? I know why. It's because we have some work to do, and you're going to try and do it with me. You're going to say, no, I think right now I'm going to look at the whole picture, and I don't like this system. And so you should not be the kind of person like that. I think that you should have done it a certain way. And I have a right to say this because I have the money and you have starvation. This all needs to end by way of starting a central bank of our own through this. The only problem is that it is so monitored, it's so controlled by malevolence, which is like just your neighbors next door. They probably don't know how to get along with a goddamned gutter and a golf ball if it meant that it had to roll on the other side, and it can actually take the weather back and start making it rain in a beautiful situation, and say like we needed sweat and it was 120 degrees, they couldn't produce it. So getting back to that, getting away from that ecology and doing the opposite of what the enemy has us doing, which is just about everything. You'll notice it starts in the schoolyard, and then you're going to have to go opposed it. I have had plenty of times a circle around me of people teasing me. Yep, because of just who I am and how I was. And I feel it right now. I just felt like a whole bunch of like, yeah, and see what you're not real. I'm not really weak, babes. That's the thing you don't like about me is that I stand on my own and I'm strong. I don't need to do what you're doing to feel accepted here by you. I don't care for you just as much as you can't care for me. See, I please God. God is the one who approves of me. See, when you say that to narcissists, they all of a sudden go, ding, oh, hi, I so approve of you because, well, that means I'm God. And it's like, you people are so fake. By the time we have to tell you about something as simple as that, it's done. We see you change by just way of an order, and it's like, man, these people live on words? And it's not the truth that you can do that. No, I just explained to you probably, was it in this video, how words are. It's just a celebration. It's actually, in case you've lost all of your understanding, of your supreme understanding about something, which is just this moment now, and what are we doing? Usually it's just ritual from day in and day out. There is nothing new that we're doing under the sun. Unless it's that we're trying to get back on our feet and get our intellectual property back and our spiritual belonging, that's a huge thing to say. And in fact, we are. So we're like completely up in the air. I say, let's go holistic. I'm trying to do it in my microcosm, and it's like useless. I'm like, wow, because that person is doing this, thinks I'm playing a game that they're playing, which is like, just trying to get on top, huh? You're using me. Well, and it's like everybody's fucking doing this. Like, would you stop this, please? Oh, and then so if I get my shit together, everybody's fucking jealous. What is this fucking shitty, sick, and goddamn place? Well, I say, it can be solved. I'm probably here to do it. Isn't that? See, one of my friends a long time ago, I was working with her and we were trying to play music. She do. Narcissists, they go through the motions. They can start strumming chords and get kind of really creative, but then there's that underlying, like they don't really know what they're doing it for. Like they miss the point, kind of. It's like, whoa, there it is. That they weren't there for the potential of what that higher learning tool can offer. They were there for the potential of it. Of I think they got hooked on the attention that they get from it. And it's just this attention sinker there that uses other. See, they couldn't do it alone. I don't know. I think that the monetary system is turning people into sickness, into very sick stuff. It may have been an intention to be good, but see, that's what I'm saying. It's like, and it can be if we stop thinking that we can own it and say, in God we trust. That okay, if this is what we need to to stay away from the enemy, who they might have their own money. See, there's two types here, and you're playing a video game. You are to become a channel. Channeling is huge. It's big now, where people just kind of they see perhaps you were born to do something here, and it's nothing of what the system fucking chugs you into and fucking shoves you down into. It's weird, right? What is really happening here on this plane is far more interesting than all of your science fiction films put together. They, in fact, we're pretty sure that they're telling us they tap into it. They try to tell us. They show us. They do that to take it away from us. That's the way you do it. And see, you have to be careful of that mechanism. It's a reversal. See, what I'm saying is, it means that I didn't just say that it doesn't exist for us. They make it not exist for us. They steal from us and then they feed back what they have stolen. Who are they? There is a fucking they. And they have their own banks and they hire millions of people, whether they know it, like it or not. You know, if it's just the electric people down there or the fucking your of course your telecommunications people who are like they're just running for money, babes. The thing is that the whole organism can wake up out of that backdrop system and say, excuse me, no, I don't want to do that for in this video game if it means that people are hurt or it continually threatens my life, which the cell phones do, yes, solely because of the way that they're tuned. The EMF wave technology can be tuned to a different frequency, like music can be tuned to a different frequency, to either heal your body or destroy it. That was a big thing in the past where it's like, God, you shouldn't listen to that music because yeah, that's the truth. I worked in a place one time where the people, for whatever reason, exposed us. Don't do this, by the way. If you work in a factory setting and you know that playing music in the background is really good because, it becomes musical. If it's a factory and you're doing it day in and day out. In fact, everything is made of music, but it's not made of country western music. No, it's not. It's made of Bach, a very elaborate mathematical fucking every math in one. See, if you were to compare, music is reflecting your consciousness level, the kind of music you listen to. I have this friend who always says that. She's like, if I want to get to know like somebody, I just like pay attention to the kind of music that they listen to, and how they're grooving with it and what it's all about to them. And yeah, see, I'm a musician. I know music, and so I can listen to it all. And what I do is I'm somebody who pulls the best up, and I say, yeah, nope, there it is. That's why they call it music. And it could be that trash truck fucking music. It's unfortunate, because Metallica. I mean, no, those are great bands, but all of their music, in and of itself, the tones, the notes, people may or may not know this, but they have tainted it. They say, no, this is the tuning you do. It's 440 instead of 432, right? Or that's the only difference I know. I'll get my numbers down right. But they altered the the healing property to be just a spam, and you don't really get the benefits of it. It can heal you. You love musicians who play in the right tuning for a reason. They are healing themselves. They are restoring themselves. Man, they are so unique. And I don't know. I am not putting half of the videos up that I'm putting up, which I should. And here's why: is because my lifeline. It could be threatened. I don't want to get like all personal and say, man, I'm really dealing with this thing, but I am dealing with it. I'm trying to do work there that it's like, you know what, you don't even know this work. Narcissists don't really know that they're handling a process of evolution here that is natural. You can disrupt it by, well, the world. The world is a design. See, we're at the point now where it's like I want to be taken seriously because I have taken my own life seriously of having done the opposite. And I would love for somebody to be able to just sit next to me without wanting to take from me or mock me or tear me down and actually say, so what do we need here? Yep. And say, and because if we are, see if we're having a problem, it's like, well, what is it why can't we get along as just a one-on-one? Is that just my problem, or do you think it's happening out there? Do you see something changing? I do. And it's vital. It's like, God, we got to figure out why we can't get along. Why is it that it's normal that you just don't get along? What I mean is, I understand that it's beautiful that you work your differences out and you do get along and it's harmonious, but that rarely happens. Is this the same video? You are looking, you look at people that are visiting their parents that maybe it's like they're in this stiffened, like, and you're supposed to ignore their, hi, son, hi, kids, hi, oh, we're fine, we're happy, really. Would you like some, and they get into the codependent, would you like some food? Or just, um, do you want me to beat you with the energy that your trauma bond energy does for you, that anxiety and the feeling of grief and being low and can't getting out and it's just pure darkness, because I'm here for you and you're actually addicted to it. You're like, yep, family. Mm-hmm. I see it all around me. Yep. Like tenfold. That people don't know affection unless it's a big fucking punch in the arm and you're left with a bruise. And they literally go like this. Like, they just love each other. They come home and you people are hurting each other. I can't handle it. It's PTSD for me after being exposed to that for how many years? And I'm just talking about the society at large. What are we going to do? Because it's like we have to go out there and bump elbows with them because of the money world and and dip into it to get our resources and actually get along with these people when it's like this fucking complete, like, you have to brace yourself, right? It's like, okay, is this, and am I calling this to me, or what? See, no, I'm seeing this thing. I've been through it. I'm 50 years old. I've worked for money. I worked at the factory. You know what? I had it. I had it so good because I did. I worked for a woman. I realized what just happened too. I'm recalling. It's like, no, the reason why I don't know. She fucking. I became in a bind. I tried to tell this in my last video, but and she stood up for me in court. She told a story of the real me that said, no, this person is actually, and see, because there's a thing that you can suffer, and I have been suffering it for the past 2 months, and it's really it's trying to pull out of it, because I can see I'm a creator, and it's like, no, you are onto something, and you're actually making progress. Keep going. But imposter syndrome is just thinking, no, I'm way off. And how ridiculous. I feel this is maddening because you are channeling something. You are doing your higher purpose. And that is nothing that your school's ever said that, yeah, we got you covered. We know exactly the resources you need. No, you are struggling with that fucking shit out there. But what very little you get, I bring it back up and I'm trying to tell you. Thank you for that little bit. I don't need much. What I think we need is for the banks to be taken back by way of our knowing just who we are And this speech, I didn't listen to Adrienne Elise yet, and this is Wednesday, but I bet you anything when you go and you listen to her astrological forecast, this is where we're at. This is where humanity is, and there's the Aries rising, the Aries people are so exhausted, and they have a right to their rest because they're the ones who have been apt, it's your nerve endings, by the way, to do the work, to really respond to it, to get this look in their face, and to continue on with it until Mars goes retrograde, and it's going to be like this. You have said everything you needed to say, not just over the past, since the Mars thing, because we're looking at a 15-year period with Pluto and Capricorn wrapping it up, pushing through by the 19th on the full moon, with Uranus ruled Pluto now, moon conjuncting Uranus in Taurus. Woo! You cannot fucking make this shit up, right? What does that mean? Shauna, you said nothing to me. That's too bad. Because if you learned astrology, then you would know that when we say what we mean by just by saying Uranus or Aquarius or the 11th house, it's the same thing. And it points at what? All sciences, humanity itself, electricity, the thing that drives all machinery, just technology, science, humanity, what drives it, the literal energy behind it, like the lightning bolt. It's just stuff that you think you can't know, but you can know because it's like, we've already done it. It's like, what? It is so high-minded, Aquarius is. And so next, let's talk about Sagittarius. When you hear the word Sagittarius, you're thinking of outdoors, geological studies, and all of the libraries that have held it. Not only that, but the culturing that develops in each nation, and not only that, but intergalactically, the intellectual property that they hold as information that says, no, we do this as a black, as a white, as a yellow, as an Eskimo, as whoever. We are here, and when we come together, we make up not the world, the earth. See, there's where Sagittarius, see all of these truths that you can see that astrology points at that says, no, this is what's here. It needs to be brought into its most right relationship because it has gotten twisted around. You can see now what's happening is with the Libra generation, it's going to be starting to pipe up. That's my generation. If we have survived the last 15 years without being sucked into a toxic relationship, without having been destroyed by it. Say, destruction would be that, well, no, that they want you dead, and then they throw you out, and what do? They take your assets? That's like the normal thing. It's like, you guys, what if we make it to where that we understand that all of this is ours? And I'm doing it. Sorry, I just have too much in my head that I think you know, but I need to tell you. I know I will. I'll slow down and tell you. And I'm saying because I've already been saying it, but I'm just going to refine it right here in front of your face. One little $50 fucking donation, and I'm like, you know what? I think I can get back to my life's mission here. Because I'm not stressed out on, now you know about that trauma bond thing out there where you can, it's like, you're not my friend. I was down, this is the church for you, right? This is your priesthood or whatever is going out there, the satanic church that says, first of all, they fucking beat you. They steal from your culture. They fucking rape your women. They kill everybody. And then they say, God, it seems like you're down and out a little bit. Would you like to come to our institution over here? We can help you. Yes. Then you get Stockholm syndrome because you're like, I love you. Yeah. You have your buzzing light. Let's do school. And it wastes 14 years of our vital fucking time of our life, which is the childhood life. That's when you're going to figure out, what do these little buggers like? Who are they? You should be excited to know who they are instead of, oh, I gotta implant them with, really? Huh? Shauna, what are you talking about? You're acting, we don't know what you're talking about. I know. And you're encapsulated, and it's allowed that people are breathing out of control. I hate to talk about it like that, but look at it, and it's like, how many do you need before you figure out that none of you are being any use to anybody, but you are fucking doing what? What is it? Is God coming here just to have a miserable time as a fucking amusement park fucking ride? I doubt it! Shauna, what's God? What are you talking about? Babe, God is just a good feeling. Do you think that we're here to come have a miserable time and then leave? I don't think so. Who wants to go here? Who would subject themselves, like, say, repeatedly, say, and I think it's a great idea to have children. Why? Oh, we're having a great time! I think, see, there's this thing that makes people think that you have to. You have to do this, like, no, you don't. No, a have to, and a must is uncomfortable. There's things naturally happening here, and it could be just like, and see, now look at this. Our technology has just built out of a cliff edge a beautiful castle, and people will be wondering, how did that happen? Well, we just let things happen. We saw the free energy technology. We saw that we can hum ourselves through resonance into a fucking higher vibrational frequency to where we just disappeared into outer space and back. Didn't need that shit that Elon Musk is doing that's like, I wonder, and we're going to have to get on another planet. And it's like, you know what, you fucking people, you need to graduate into the universe and drop the university over there, I think. Yeah, I think you're robbed. You're plainly robbed. And you're running the rob system. You're like, now who else is going to come here talking like Shauna? Well, pretty soon it's going to be like, we don't really need any of this. We just need our talk. That's weird. Because that's a trap. We get really, it's like, by the time you're like, you'll be fighting for your freedom of speech. By the time you're doing that, you might want to check out, do you have your arms and legs anymore? Did they fully encapsulate you? Are you just fucking dead and down? And now you're like, and they're like, don't do that anymore. Just sit there and give us energy. Hello, Matrix, the movie.